Good evening and welcome to ANM News. This is a special episode of ANM Radha, and I have the Lord Raminder Ranger of the House of Lords in UK, a very senior business and political leader and a very respected leader of the Conservative Party in United Kingdom. Welcome to our show, Lord Rami Ranger.
Thank you, Avijit, for inviting me to your show. I am very proud to be with you.
Thanks a lot, sir. We start off with one of the hot topics of the day. Now, I've been fighting the war against terror for a very long time. You have launched a crusade worldwide on this front, and I come straight to the point that the Khalistani terrorists are gaining ground in Canada. That's a perception that one gets. A lot of water has flown down the Ganges as far as India-Canada relations are concerned. Now you have been crying hoarse about Gurpranwant Pannu in particular, and so I just want to take it at this point forward. What does you and your ilk think about such kind of activity of the Khalistanis in Canada, and what is Canadian? Are you in tune with the Canadian government's role?
Well, first of all, the role of every government is to unite its country. It should not divide its citizens based on race or religion. That's the number one point. Number two point is that people who do not agree with the policies of the government of India, they are free to form a political party. They can free to choose a leader. They can free to have a manifesto. If they want to be separate, they want to have an independent, whatever, they have to use the ballot box because the Indian constitution allow you to exercise your right. You are all equal under the constitution of India, regardless of race, religion, or gender. You have a full right to participate in the democratic process. But what you don't have the right is to use violence or any mean which threaten the sovereignty of a country or it creates a dissent uh, in foreign countries against India. So therefore, I welcome the step the government of India is taking and is making sure that people who engage in this activities, which is anti-India or anti whatever you call it, they are not given credence. They have to be ignored. And because India is a very big country, a huge country, 1.4 billion people, and handful of people have no relevance in the grand scheme of things. So
I
I think
Lord Ranger, I just want to think, do you believe that Canada has of late become a sheltering ground for the terrorists and the underworld?
Well, I think uh, the what Canadians are doing, especially Justin Trudeau, is not taking very strong step to stop people desecrating Indian flag, attacking Indian diplomatic mission, or stopping, even temples. So that is a very serious indictment of the rule of law in Canada. Every citizen is equal. Every citizen has the right to protection. Every citizen has the right to go about their business unhindered. So therefore, I am not very happy that the Canadian government allows people from their soil to threaten Air India, threaten Indian ministers, threaten Indian temples or any Indian citizen from that land because nobody has the right to uh, engage in terrorist activities from any soil.
In this context, what is the stand of the UK government at this moment, and what steps are you, as an individual and as a community, taking forward in this regard?
Well, I'm very pleased to say, all the activities of 1 or 2 years ago have died down. People have become very sensible, mature, and the government is also taking very serious step. So I think the citizens have come out of India to make their lives to work hard to make the families, to bring up their children, provide them the best education, best living standard, to get engaged in this kind of thing. It is harmful to the country, harmful to the individual, their family, and their community. So I think people should be peaceful, productive, and live in harmony, because the politics of subcontinent has no bearing in the United Kingdom. We should only be concerned about the politics of United Kingdom. You got political parties. You can join any political party to further your ideas, or you know your ambitions of thinking.
Absolutely. Now, one thing that I wanted to ask you is, in such a situation, do you believe such elements, such anti national or such terrorist elements, should be isolated?
They are being isolated because, once we pay no attention to them, they will become irrelevant. Sometimes the press and media are responsible for bringing them to the mainstream and giving them so much importance that they become very uh, confident that what they're doing is right because the media is paying them attention. I think we should just ignore them. As I said, 1.4 billion people, 40 million Indian diaspora is bigger than the handful of people, who are destroying their own career and also damaging their families and their community. And above all, the legacy of illustrious Sikh gurus who stood up for unity, harmony, human rights, religious freedom. They gave us a faith based on interfaith teaching. They took the teaching of people of every faith, Muslim, Hindus, to unite mankind. That faith should not be used to divide us from our mother India.
Absolutely. Now, coming to Indo-UK relationship, the new government is in power in the United Kingdom. Where does the Indo-UK relationship stand at the moment?
You see, the relationship between India and United Kingdom are not based on individual or political party. They're on the national interest. So any government will come, they will look at the benefit of having close relationship with India. Is such a huge market. The business plays a very important role. Economy plays a very crucial role in the relationship between the two great countries. So UK, India are no stranger to each other. We have a relationship going back several centuries. We are not stranger to each other. We share each other's value. We
So,
share
what are
each other.
Lord Ranger? What are the three finer points that you see are the way steps forward in coming years? I mean, immediately, what are the three finer points that needs to be looked into and taken forward?
Abhijit, the free trade agreement which is being worked out between the two countries has a wide range of collaboration, from heavy industry to electronics to AI to normal industry, food, drinks, clothes, and whatever. So therefore, the experts are working very hard and very closely to make sure that there are no uh, rough edges. So once we have a free trade agreement, we are genuinely aligned with one another. We are genuinely taking advantage of one another. I mean, UK has got a lot of things to offer to India. India is a developing country. India needs everything, and therefore, India is a very big market. The growing market at the rate of 7 to 8%, given the size of India, is a huge. And by having a strategic alliance or the free trade agreement with a United Kingdom will be a win-win situation for both the countries because
When is it going to come?
oh, 100%, 100%. As I
When
said to you,
when
economy plays a very important role, and the
the
strength of
when will
Indian
it come?
economy.
When do you foresee it coming? How long will it take for the free trade agreement to be signed?
I am pretty sure it'll be early next year. We will have very good news in January, February.
So you foresee January, February to be a period where free trade agreement will be signed. This is a very important point that you mentioned. And what are the two other priority sectors where Indo-UK needs to work right at the moment, that is according to you?
Well, first of all, security is very important. As you know, we both share, we worry about rising power of China, which is threatening the world peace. A lot of countries are worried. Japan, Korea, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, smaller countries are worried. And then South China Sea, trade, security, Australia, they're all concerned. So therefore, the most important thing is strategic alliance between India and the rest of the countries which want to have a free flow of trade from South China Sea unhindered. So that is number one. Number two is the climate change. As you know, climate change is threatening the whole world. You see what happened in Spain last month. How beautiful places where tourists go were blighted with the rain and the flood, and how many people lost their life. So therefore, the global warming is an international concern, and we can have catastrophe in India if we don't collaborate. So, so all these things, you got climate change, you got strategic, you got terrorism. Terrorism is a world phenomena because it affects the whole world. You can imagine the cost of security to the world. You know, everywhere you have to put security because one single terrorist can give you a headache of billions of pounds worth of security headache. So therefore, the world has to unite against some challenges which the mankind faces in this century, and the cooperation and collaboration is the only way forward where we can all work together for a greater good of humanity.
Absolutely. And lastly, I just want to talk about your party, Conservative Party. Where does it go from here?
This is a part of a democratic process, and sometime because we were in power for 14 years and we had to deal with COVID, we had to deal with Brexit, we had to take very big, unpopular decision which affected the livelihood of people. And a lot of people thought it'll be a miracle if we change the political party and we will have a panacea. But you can imagine there is a petition going on already for re-election. That within 2 months of Labour government coming, the people are very, very angry because they betrayed their trust. They've gone back on their pledges, and the people are very, very upset that they've been let down and they've been misled. So therefore, a week is too long in politics, and you can imagine the Conservative will bounce back because they have sound policies and they have sound fiscal, strategy to benefit everyone in the country.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Lord Ranger, for your wonderful insights into those points. And we'll keep coming back to you in future for more on those topics. And keep
I
watching
like,
it. Thank you
I like,
very
I
much.
like to congratulate India on their remarkable success, economic success, defense success, all everywhere, IT, pharmaceutical. It is a great benefit to the world.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jai Hind.
और खबरों के लिए सब्सक्राइब कीजिए एएनएम न्यूज़, बेल आइकन दबाकर रहिए सबसे आगे।